A giant ship drifted silently in the icy Bering Sea. On deck, cables hissed, dragging a heavy net with tens of thousands of fish swimming and gleaming silver in the dim polar light. This fishing trip was worth more than $230,000, but it's not just about the money. It's a symphony of man and the sea. It is strategy, it is endurance, it is technology. It is a breathless chase with the weather, with time, and with life itself under the water. Within 48 hours, more than 120,000 pounds of pollock will be hauled up, chilled, graded, and packaged right in the middle of the ocean. But how did a seemingly ordinary fish become a mainstay of the global food industry, and what makes each haul a $1 million gamble? Go discover, inside the $230,000 catch what it takes to haul in $120,000 lbs of pollock. You won't see it on the cover of a magazine. The Alaska pollock, or pollock, isn't flashy or fancy, but it is the most powerful fish on the planet. They swim silently at depths of about 656.17 feet, where light cannot reach. In the Bering Sea and the North Pacific Ocean, billions of them gather in swarms so huge they are visible on satellite radar. Pollocks are born to migrate. Every spring they travel hundreds of miles to breed, triggering a whole chain reaction of life from crustaceans and mollusks to whales and seals, all revolving around them. Pollock is not just a cog, it is a pillar of the northern ecosystem. If it disappears, the ocean will tremble. To catch a pollock, you need more than big ships and radar. You need to understand how the sea thinks. Understand the pulse of the ocean. The Bering Sea, where the calm waves hide a vibrant kingdom beneath the surface. No storms, no rumbles of thunder. Just a glassy surface stretching to the horizon. But beneath that placid surface lies a bustling world, not unlike a major city. Millions, tens of millions of Alaska pollock swimming in giant schools, large enough to appear on satellite images. For humans, this is no longer a game of chance as it was in the old days, but an industrial-level strategic campaign. A flashing signal appeared on the sonar screen. The operations team leader nodded slightly like an operation commander about to act, and just a few seconds later, the whole ship woke up everyone in position. A 295.28-foot-long trawler began to lower a giant net into the ocean. No, rather a mobile harvest bag, which would be nearly as long as the Eiffel Tower if laid horizontally on the seabed. Not your ordinary fishing net. This is a cleverly designed device that optimizes yield while preserving the ecosystem, eliminating most non-target organisms thanks to its carefully researched mesh size and structure. The net moves at the speed of the fish, all programmed and controlled by a state-of-the-art computer system. When the number reaches the optimal threshold, usually between 50,000 and 60,000 pounds, the harvest signal is sent. Now, speed is everything. The automatic conveying system takes the fish from the bottom of the net to the deck through the elevator and slides them straight into the sorting line. Large fish are separated for processing. Small or substandard fish are sent to another process. None are wasted. It all happens in less than 30 minutes. Yes, from the time the fish swims in the ocean to the time it is deep frozen below minus 40 degrees Celsius, the entire closed-loop process happens so quickly that there is almost no time for error. There was no hustle and bustle, no shouting, no chaos. People worked like machines, smoothly, silently, efficiently. This is not just fishing. It is a floating production line in the middle of the ocean, operated with professionalism and calculation. Each trip lasts 10 to 14 days, involves 10 to 15 hauls, and brings in about 120,000 pounds of fish, worth more than $230,000. But the money doesn't come from the weight of the fish. It comes from how it is handled. If it's not frozen on time, not stored to international standards, and if traceability isn't guaranteed, all the effort is for naught. The ship had just docked, the fish were still frozen, but that was just the beginning of a closed journey. Immediately, the refrigerated containers were unloaded and loaded onto specialized trucks. They don't stop at warehouses or wholesale markets. They head straight to high-tech processing plants. Inside, there's no fishy smell, no screaming, no old dampness. Every fish that comes in here has to go through a precise defrosting process down to the last degree Celsius. There is no rush. The fish are put into a slow chill chamber where the temperature is raised slowly. Each batch of fish is fitted with a core temperature sensor to ensure that as the fish softens, each strand of meat retains its texture without cracking, becoming mushy or watery. Only when it reaches the sweet spot of tenderness do they enter the main line. And from here, frozen pollock gradually transforms into beautiful white, even fillets, ready for supermarkets, restaurants, or frozen meals consumed around the world. Immediately after that, the cutting, sorting, packaging process takes place completely closed. The robot cuts each piece of fish according to international standard sizes. Within just a few hours of defrosting, all products were carefully sealed and neatly packed into refrigerated containers, ready to be shipped to Japan, the US, and Europe. It's not just fish, it's a food technology chain that operates with precision every second, where each pollock is transformed into a globally standardized product. Few would expect that a cheap, soft-bodied fish like pollock is behind one of the largest seafood industries on the planet. The United States is now the world leader in pollock catches, with more than 1.5 million tons per year, contributing nearly $2 billion to the economy from trade alone. From the frigid waters off Alaska, pollock is harvested in huge quantities and processed into a host of familiar products around the world: frozen fillets, surimi crab cakes, fish balls, fish burgers, even fish oil and animal feed. It is because of its high protein content, low fat content, and adaptability to many recipes that Pollock has become a popular source of nutrition, cheap but not cheap in value. Every year, hundreds of thousands of tons of Pollock products are exported to Japan, Korea, Europe, and many other countries, helping shape the eating habits of millions of people, from fast food counters to high-end restaurants. And like Pollock, another cold water species, cold water shrimp, is quietly taking on a strategic role in the global food supply chain, where speed and freshness are vital. Once cold water shrimp land, the real race begins. Each batch is immediately put through a rigorous processing process where every minute carries the weight of hundreds of thousands of dollars. For live shipments, the process begins with cleaning, precise sizing, and then IQF flash freezing at 40 degrees South to preserve freshness. Even a minute's delay can result in a loss of freshness, meaning lost export value. For higher-end orders, the process is even more complicated. The shrimp must go through many stages, from thorough washing, peeling, removing the black thread, shaping evenly, then freezing and vacuum packing according to international standards. Every operation must be absolutely precise, meeting strict requirements for food safety and commercial aesthetics. From the cold seabed to the high-end supermarket counter, the journey of cold water shrimp depends entirely on one vital factor. The cold chain must operate continuously without interruption of even a single link. Just 1 hour of delay, 5 tons of shrimp, equivalent to $1 million, can be lost. That is why harvesting cold water shrimp is not just a story of catching, but a breathtaking million-dollar race, where every moment is the fragile boundary between brilliant success and bitter failure. Not only that, shrimp quality is also a passport that opens the door to demanding markets, such as Japan, the US, or Europe, where only products that meet absolute standards are allowed to appear on the shelves. And in the context of climate change threatening aquatic resources, each batch of cold water shrimp is not only a profit, but also an affirmation of the supply chain control capacity of an entire industry, where speed, technology, and international standards all reign supreme. Behind the humble fish lies a global supply chain, where every catch is vital to the world economy and food security.